Hello everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel, and in today's video I'm going to show you how to navigate your way through the HFX platform and also set up pocket options. So firstly, if you are watching this video, it's because you have recently enrolled into the IM Academy platform. So I just want to say that's with me personally or someone within my organization. So again, thank you very much. I started this about 12 months ago, learning how to trade, and it is an important skill set to learn. It will mean that you're going to be able to take control of your financial education. To keep in mind, the IM Academy program is purely educational based. So, you don't put any money on the platform. It's just providing you education, and that is on a month-to-month basis. So then, you can subscribe or desubscribe at any time. I still am subscribed now because of all the education that is on there, because it's not only pre-recorded how to trade, in terms of recordings, but there is also active go live aspect, which is where educators from all around the world, all six-figure, seven-figure earners, come onto the platform and show you all their trade. So if I've got a really busy week ahead and I don't have too much time doing my own chart markups or analysis, I'll jump onto a live call. Quite often they call live trades. They're entering it. You got to enter in your own risk, but been very, very profitable. And so for the amount of the subscription fee, for how much I've made in return, it's absolute no-brainer. Plus some other platform aspects in there, which I'm going to show you today. So yeah, again, huge thank you for being a part of this. It's very important. Make sure you apply yourself. My biggest tip before getting started with this is just making sure that you do something every day, right? Do a little bit of something every day. Yes, there's a bit of content, but just like anything, the good thing is initially there's a little bit of growing phase. You got to get through the fundamentals. You got to understand key aspects, got to learn to start, institutional areas, imbalances, uptrend, downtrend, support, resistance. These kind of key trading terms are very foreign to you, at the moment. So it takes a while. And once you start to learn those concepts and they start getting imprinted into your brain, it then becomes a bit of a second nature skill. And then when you do get to the point of actually applying and learning the skill set of trading, for someone like myself and a lot of my students who have been learning for me for a while now, they only spend like maybe 3 to 4 hours max a week. For myself, it's 1 to 2 hours max a week on the charts, doing my trades, getting my percentage growth that I need on my account, giving myself a daily wage, and then getting out, because I've learned to train my eye. And that's the biggest thing. And make sure as well, don't compare your day one to someone else's day 200, 300, 1,000, whatever. Yeah, we all learn at different levels. We all pick up concepts differently, some faster than others, right? We all have weaknesses, we all have strengths. So just make sure you apply yourself consistently. Keep practicing, keep practicing, keep practicing. The good thing with the pocket options, which I'll show you how to use in a moment, there's a demo account. Even some of my students who eventually get the confidence to go live, it's a different ball game when you're using real money. So then they may get a couple of trades wrong. Things start to change. They go out of their normal routine and structure. I just tell them, go back to a demo account. There's no harm in that. You can go back and forth as freely as you want. The good thing with pocket options, it's an awesome platform to use. So with that being said, guys, we'll jump straight into the navigation on how to get started in the platform. So first things first, I'm just going to share my screen, obviously. Now, here we are. Hopefully that has changed. Now, you would have already received an email saying welcome to, because you're enrolled into the IM platform. As I said, the IM platform is just purely education based only. So this is a very powerful tool though, because as I said, you've got tutorial videos on how to trade, plus live education that happens on a daily basis, plus the platforms and the apps that are included as well, which help you, make your entries into the market. So from here, you're going to just make sure it says customers. Click obviously log in. I'm an IBO, so it's a little bit different for me. So click log in. Nice. Then from here, you're going to click the 3 lines here and then click IM Center. It's going to open up a new page. Resubmit your login details in here. It's the same as what your first ones were. Click login. Now, this is the one element of the education services. There's a lot of stuff here, but the first thing I simply want you to do is just come into academies here and then click HFX high frequency training English, and you're going to start making your way through these videos. Okay. Now there's a few videos here that I don't want you to do, and that is video 3. I'll just bring it up here. Just here, as we get into 331 IQ options, that's a different broker. Essentially, we use Pocket Options. It's the best one here in Australia. So for what we're trying to do and for the purposes that we like to trade. So this is just a different platform. You don't need to watch this. Look, you still can by all means just to see, but in reality, you probably don't really need it. So there's a few there you don't need to watch. So basically 331 all the way through till 337 you don't need to watch. Keep making your way through. Now these are very simple. You just obviously click the video. It's going to open up a new page. You'll start playing the video straight away. You know, biggest thing is with this, because I know for me personally, I don't like just sitting there and listening and watching the video. Like I need to be proactive. I needed to like actively do stuff. Basically tell me how to do something once, show me how to do it, and then let me do it. And then I'll learn from my mistakes if I've made any, essentially, right? So as you're going through the videos, the first few are very, very basic. So just write a couple of dot points just so you can start to understand certain terms and, you know, times and whatnot. Then they'll get a little bit more in depth and a bit more specific. So that's where you need to start taking some more notes. But as you're doing that, it's really important to have the charts open at the same time, either on another screen, which I do recommend if you are going to look at doing this, get yourself a secondary screen. or another laptop or an iPad or something on the side so you can have two screens going at once. I've got three screens, I've got a little laptop, a big laptop, and then a monitor as well, which is connected together, just so I can have those multiple screens. It's just a lot easier because also when we're doing this form of trading, we are looking to make trades on the 1 minute. So really quick, we need to see that opportunity present, and then we need to act relatively quickly because it can move and you can lose that chance to be able to trade, right? So that's why I don't want to be flicking between pages. So yes, make your way through these videos, guys. That's step number one. Very, very simple. Now, first thing I'd like you to do is just come in and do the 100 series. So 100 series, anything that starts 100, okay, which are very, very simple here. There's just a few to get through there. Once you've gotten through them, and then we jump straight into the 300, just in case you're wondering why it goes from 100 to 300. So once you've done those, and even before then, doesn't really matter, but I'd like you to have the pocket options set up. So just obviously going to Google and typing in pocket options. Now this is going to bring me straight into my live and demo account. So as it brings, because I'm obviously already logged in, but oh, hang on, no, it hasn't, which is good. That works out well. Cool. So from here, as you see at the top, normally it logs me in straight away. So from here, bang, you just click free demo, right? Which I'm going to do that now. Which is cool because normally it doesn't do that. Normally it goes straight through, and I've just got to tell you to do. Click free demo. If it's not up there, because on some computers it's not up there, you can scroll down and obviously just continue demo trading. You don't need a tutorial. Just you can scroll down on that homepage and you'll find demo trading in there anyway if you don't see it at the top, because sometimes I've logged on with people and that wasn't there. Computers are annoying. They're different between Microsoft and MacBooks. You know, Apple and Microsoft, sometimes they're just completely different. Yeah, anyway, so what I've got here, I've opened a whole heap of different stuff. Obviously your demo account's open, there's $1,000, that's where your account balance would be. And over here we have the time, a lot of time. Now what this means is basically how long you want the trade to stay active, like how long you want the time of the trade to be. Okay, so at the moment, learning, you know, I want to keep things very simple. I do different times. So sometimes it's 30 seconds, sometimes it's 1, 2, 3. It does depend on what time of the day I'm trading, right? Get more specific in those later. But at the moment, instead of 3-minute time, that's generally a good one for the time being. I'll make it 2 just for the sake of where we are. Now, this is obviously the amount, how much, simple, how much money. Now you can do dollar amount or you can do percentage of your account, right? That one's there. Strike price is essentially if you wanted to enter at a certain price. So say where it is now, we're sitting at 85,330. If we wanted to enter a buy at here, you can type in that exact amount and it'll activate it for you. Okay. I don't tend to do this. I tend to do my own market execution, which is basically me pressing it straight away. Now, up the top here, we have some already highlighted ones. I'm just going to get rid of them just so you know how to do this. Okay, so I'm just going to exit them off. Now, here is your pairs, your currency pairs, right? So you'll learn about why they're quoted, why is there two pairs, and all that stuff through the IM Academy videos. So just don't stress too much about that now. But what you're going to do is, I will just take note. You can see percentages. Now these are how much percent the broker, which is Pocket Options, is paying you back out of 100% or out of $1, right? So for example, 89% on EuroCAD, it's currently paying 89%, which means if I was to do a $1 trade, I'd get 89 cents back, right, on that trade. So I'm risking $1 to profit 89 cents. So I have said the risk to reward is a little bit different here, right? It is obviously you are risking more of your account to gain a lesser amount, but you've done right and done following the pattern. Don't reinvent the wheel. Follow the process. And you'll find this to be very powerful because you can do a trade as little as 15 seconds, right? So you can make some really quick money, but you've got to make sure you follow the process, right? So what I do is I come on here whenever I'm about to trade and I just hit these stars. These, as you can see, add them up the top. Boom, 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 boom. I'll just add the first few, which are paying the most. If I wanted to load one, obviously just click on EuroCAD. That's our first one here. Awesome. Now we can see quite clearly we're in a massive downtrend. What that means is price is falling down, right? So for me, ideally, I'd like to do trades that are following the current trend. So going with that. So I'm looking to sell. When it comes to HFX and Forex market, because it's the Forex market, foreign exchange, we can buy or sell a pair, which is why it's very powerful. It's why I like this form of investing and trading better than, say, investing in stock markets or investing in crypto, right? Because when you invest in something, you got to aim to hopefully to buy in low, wait for it to go up, and then sell at a profit, right? That's all well and good, but it doesn't always work like that, right? And you got to wait. There can be things that happen. You have a bit more control when it comes to learning, and it's a skill set, right? This is very, very powerful. So essentially, I can either buy or I can sell. So looking at price here right now, where it is, I can choose to, and it is starting to rise up right now, which is really cool, right? I can choose to buy. If I hit buy, it's going to execute instantly at that price. Now, I chose for 2 minutes. So where I hit buy, price needs to stay above that for 2 minutes, and I get paid out my 89%. Same thing on the counteract. If I think price is going to fall, I hit sell. Same thing, right? It's got to stay below that price line for 2 minutes, and I make my money. It is that simple, right? Now, I know it's easier said than done because you've got to have a formula, the structures in place to be able to make sure you follow this. Because I've done over 10,000 demo trades. I've been working my butt off to try to, you can never perfect trading. At the end of the day, there's no method that's 100% correct all the time because markets are volatile. Things happen, world events happen. It is what it is, right? I like this form of method of trading because you can do as little as a 13, 15-second trade. So you are less susceptible to market manipulation because you're in and out. You're in and out. You're in and out. You get your profit, you put it away. You get your profit, you put it away. So that I find is very, very powerful. Now, I'm just going to add a couple little indicators on here. Now, just make sure does say your candle is candle types. It is sitting on the 1 minute as well. This should already be like that, but just in case. Now, from here, you're going to click indicators, and we're just going to add some on here to help us in guiding. Now, the first thing I want you to add is the Bollinger Band. So we're just going to hit a star just so it's added and then click on there once. That's going to add the Bollinger Bands. Now we're just going to come to the pencil up here and we're going to click edit and we're going to change the period to 20 and we're going to say the deviation to 2 and then we're going to go styles. I like to just make the lines, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter what you do. You can make them a little bit thicker and a little bit clearer. So I'm going to keep them at that. I just want to make this to a 2-piece, 2 picks. This one. Oops. And save. Now also we're going to add in the brain fade. Awesome oscillator, click the star, add that in there, and also the stochastic oscillator star and add that in there. There's no changes that need to be made in those. Right now, I just like to exit this off to get that out of the way to try to keep things as clean as possible. Also, I do recommend having a mouse. If you're using a laptop, get yourself a mouse. It is a nightmare navigating, zooming in, zooming out when you're trying to use your pad on your computer. Right now, I've done other videos explaining this, but I will briefly explain what is the go here. Basically, these top bands act like a roof. the bottom bands act like a ceiling. With this particular method, what I like to look for is what's happened sort of here, where we've come to the top, hit the ceiling, we've bounced off the ceiling, and then we come down. It's counter trend trading. So getting the trades to bounce between, right? Now, it doesn't always happen. As you can see, when we do end up going into a bearish trend, it can just continue to fall down. So look, go through the other videos. I've got lots of other videos explaining this, but this is just a basic setup one. This just shows you momentum. So where's the momentum heading? So this is our middle line. So when there is volume candles to the upside, it means we are bullish. So we're going up. As you can see, what was happening here, we started to go up. When there's volume candles to the downside, it's because volume is starting to fall. We're in a downward trend. Now, if you see here, obviously the waves were quite big. Now they're starting to get smaller and smaller, which is showing to me, indicating that we are now looking at a reversal and we're looking to want to start to create some movement to the upside. That helps me indicate that we're now looking to go up. Right now, the bands are very close together. So that means price action is going through a little bit of consolidation. So it's just going to go sideways. When you get big gaps between the bands, generally that means that there's some volatility to take place and we are looking to move down quick, right? So which can be seen here. Bands are really close together. Boom, boom, boom. And then as soon as we started to fall down, right, there was a big gap between the bands, which is a good indication for me that we are falling. And as you can see, these are the red candles, which means selling pressure getting bigger and bigger and bigger. It means there's a lot, that was going to be a strong downward move. So I would have looked for a sell in that position as well, right? Now, this bottom one here is the oscillator, which works a little bit like a indicator as well. They are the indicators to show you buying and selling pressure. Now, to keep note of these, basically when price is above this blue line here, which what I'll do is I'll just edit this so we can make it a little bit thicker as well. So keep them the same, but just make the pieces a little bit thicker as well. Should have done that at the start. Sorry, those ones can stay one piece. Just the top and bottom, which is this one and this one, just to make it a little bit thicker. And you can match them to match the colors of your candles. Now, I'll just change this to blah, 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 blah. Sorry, guys, I've just realized I've done the wrong ones. I want to make that one thick. This one can go back to 1. And I just want to make this upward motion green and this one downward motion red, just to match the colors. So essentially, as we can see it's probably a little bit better just to go back to this area. But basically, when price is up here, it doesn't stay in this area for very long, right? Now, yes, it came back here a few times. This is on the rare occasion that it did stay up here. Generally, you have to see something like this, right? And like here, not too long, here, not too long, here, not too long. These are good indicators here. So when price does come up into this area, basically this means it's overbought. So there's a lot of buying pressure and we need to start to see some selling pressure because it can't sustain that level of buying pressure, meaning we had all this upward momentum and then we need to start to see a fall, which also indicates here as well. We saw green, 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 and then we need to start to see some falling down again because that's how price works in waves. So when we start to see these lines angle down into past this aqua color here, down into this area, that's an indicator and we can see it live when it starts to move. So if we go into where price is currently, well, there we go. We can see that it was starting to fall. Now, it wasn't in an area of interest for me to enter. I like to wait till we're up here and down below here because the same thing works on the reverse. So when we were down here and we're starting to angle up into the middle of the graph here and we're moving up, as you can see, price moved up and that correlated with the green pressure, but it was getting smaller. So meaning that wasn't going to last very long, but with our method of trading, very, very powerful. So that's basically that. So if we're looking at where we are right now, currently, we can see that red starting to form. I'm just going to do a really quick sell trade. This is no analysis at all properly, bar just what I've just seen. So I've hit that there now. I've hit sell for 2 minutes. And as you can see over the side here, activated $1,000. I've got my trade there sitting, and for 2 minutes time, in 2 minutes time, we'll find out whether that's right or not. And it's that simple. Just need to see how it goes. We've already fallen to the bottom of the oscillator here. So that does show that we are probably going to, we're going to see a reversal take place, but it doesn't matter. Like no real analysis there. What we do as well, as I'll come back to that, We're just going to go back into, which I also want to show you how to navigate your way through. That is first step one. So you've got your demo account up and running. It's sitting there playing around. Have a look. You've also got your academy that you're working your way through. The other one that we wanted to come to is called strategy. So just back here, instead of academies, you go to strategies. Click onto that. And that will load. Just exit this off. Scroll down, HFX, Liberty, click that. Now this is going to load up the chart that is similar to pocket options, but this is on the platform. And what's cool with this platform, and it looks really confusing, but some of these things will be going through in our HFX. This is showing us and helping us with and you're paying for this, right? It's part of your membership. And this helps show, as you can see, buy, sell, sells, buys, gives you little indications. I just want to go to strategies, and I just want you to go to simple scout bar, this first one, just as the first basic one. Let's just go back to our demo trade. Sitting there, 30 seconds, pretty crappy price action, very stagnant. Sitting there. We may be lucky to get a fall down. So when we see that sort of take place and there's a bit of really ugly sideways movement, I don't like to enter. I go through on other videos where I'd like to enter. That was just for the sake of the video. Essentially, as I said, when I can see this take place and we break through the Bollinger Bands, that's a really good area where I'd like to make my trades, because markets just really just died. Very slow here, not very nice at all. So that is how you do a trade though anyway. Now, here is what's really cool. This is just going to help you showcase a little bit more. Now, what we will do in here, the way you navigate this is up here, you click this button, and this is the type button. Now, I would match this to whatever pair I'm currently looking at on here, right? Now, because EuroCAD's like just moving sideways and it's really yucky, we'll just go to EURUSD because it's starting to move into that nighttime market. So EURUSD can just come to the forefront. EURUSD. And so what I'm going to type in here, and it's one of the biggest ones, EURUSD, is just Euro USD, and then you'll see the 1 minute, 1M, 1 minute. Click on that. That's going to load that chart for us. Now, as you can see here, this is the exact same chart that we're looking at on our pocket options. Boom, boom, boom. Right. Again, it's not in an area of interest where I'd like to do any trading just yet. Like, it's close. It's hit the bottom of the Bollinger. We've just gone some consolidation again through this market right now. It's not a very good time to trade. I wouldn't normally trade this time. So on Liberty here, as we can see, similar actions taking place. We've got our Bollinger Bands. It's already preset for you. You just have to click that. Bollinger Band top, Bollinger Band bottom. We've got some volume candles. We've got the same thing here, a bit like our stochastic oscillator with our, as you can see up there, when it does spike up and go above, it doesn't stay there very long. Same thing here. Perfect opportunity for a quick sell, because we had overbought on these. This is, one's a stochastic, one's an oscillator, and one's an RSI. And then, as you can see, we had that fall away, get in for a quick sell, where we see now. And these blue candles and red candles are just volume candles. How much volume is going into that particular 1 minute candle? So as you can see, you know, for example, this one, relatively bigger than the one prior. As you can see, that's why that one's bigger than that one, because that candle is bigger, right? So what's happening now, we are obviously hitting some key areas of resistance. I'm looking for a slight little retracement up before then a continued downward move, because I do believe we're going to continue to go down. So on this one, just looking at our analysis, although we're having a bounce, and as you can see, it's starting to come up. So I do expect this to just move up a little bit. And on here, again, no proper analysis. I'm literally just looking at this off the eye, because I do expect a slight pullback. Also, one thing I forgot to mention, click this flag. This sets your exact time. So instead of following the market minutes, which you can see by here, so this is counting down. So this is the global minutes. There's 13 seconds left in this particular minute. You can set your own exact time, right? So I'd rather do that for myself personally, set my exact time that I'm looking for instead of on a close. Based on where we're at now, a little bit of a pull up, going to go down for a sell, activated there. And we'll let that sit. Now, markets are very slow right now, very strange, even though it's nighttime. Like for right now, it is 7:30 Queensland time at night. Generally, things move a lot faster. So just wait and see. But that's basically everything, guys, with that one. That is how you set up everything. So just to recap, as I said, log into your account, go to IM Center. That'll log in into your academies. HFX, start playing your 101 video, work your way through the videos. Also set up your demo account, boom, through here. Also make sure you come into Liberty and load that. I know it's a lot of different platforms. This is why it does help having different screens. There's that little pull up that I expected, but then before the continued downward move. I go through my other YouTube videos that will help you as well. It's a little bit more specific on this particular method of trading that I've been learning, right? And explains a little bit more in depth. Make sure you keep your Tuesday nights free at 8 o'clock Queensland time, 9 o'clock Melbourne time, daylight savings time, that is, just because they are the days that we run a mindset call, which is money mindset, very, very important. And also Thursday nights, same time slots, which is our HFX, which is this call designed for that. We run a lot of that. It's completely free, like it's part of your subscription costs, but we don't charge for that. It's something that we do just because we're really focused on teaching proper money mindset skills, becoming better leaders, being critical thinkers, being able to take control of your financial, basically position in life, you know, and take control of where things are at. So as you can see there, although it's very minimal, we're up with 14 seconds. It's just sitting on my entry. That was that little pull up, which I would have liked to have actually gotten in if I'm sitting here and actually looking at doing my trades, because I know that we're now in a downtrend. We're looking to continue to go down. There you always get a little pullback candle before you continue to move down. So, doesn't make that one wrong as well, but don't stress. Like I said, I'm not doing it properly. I personally like where I look for my entries, because that would not have been where I've entered, is here. This is a really good area here. We see this particular area. We've pushed through the Bollinger Bands, got 4 downward candles, like with little baby candles with wicks to the downside. That basically means it's trying to go down, reject, reject, reject. And then we've gone, boom, up we come. This big engulfing candle. We've had price coming up. Big gap between there, nice big green volume bar, fantastic, fantastic. Looking at Liberty, same thing as we can see here, boom, but it shows us a lot more clearly. These are going straight up, these lines, boom, straight up. You buy in this particular area, fantastic. There's your money maker, boom, we get in on that, but that particular buy. That's what we look for with this method of trading. Anyway, guys, that's enough. I've done more than enough, shared probably a bit too much. Yeah, so if you have any other questions, feel free to reach out to me. Make sure you give this YouTube a subscribe, and because I do post on there regularly, and make sure you get in contact with the person who showed you this or sent you this video as well if you've got any other questions, and we can take it from there. Thanks very much, guys, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.